Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Chivo Garage. In this one, we're going to be having a little look at the P38 Range Rover again. I've been finding that if I leave it sitting for a long time, just idling, it overheats a bit. So I was having a look at putting some new fans on the front, but then I started doing some checks on the Viscous fan. Now, from what I've read, Viscous fan just sits in there, and that's cold, and when it's warmed up it should be a lot stiffer, and I shouldn't just be able to spin it easily with my hand. So let's warm it up, take this cowl off and see if it's made any difference. I'll catch you in a sec. Okay, to get the fan shroud off, you've got a clip there and then another clip just down there, and I find this just bolts into there. So here, oops, your washer bottle neck is just bolted on like that. So I remove this little 8mm bolt, and that lets me just tweak the washer neck just to the side slightly, and I get easy access then. So little tip there, catch you in a sec. So that's the fan shroud off, and with the engine warmed up, still just as easy to spin, which to me suggests the viscous coupling on the fan is gone. So I'm going to look at replacing it. So to get this viscous fan off, you have a reverse thread coupling in there. Oh, there we go. So to get that fan coupling off, you can get the proper very thin spanners for it. I've been cheeky in the past and managed to just get away with using an adjustable wrench. I'm hoping to do that here. It's a bit of a fiddle, but if you are just careful enough with it, you can usually just drop on and knock it off. It's a nightmare while holding a camera though, so I'll see how I get on. Get back to you in a sec. How's it going? It's now the next day. I'm not entirely sure how far we got on the last bit, but basically the fan is now off, and I had such fun and games with it. It was a nightmare, and I was looking all over the place for why it was so difficult. Now, something I did find on the 4.6 Rover V8, the nut actually moves the conventional way, and that threw me for ages. So what I ended up doing, spanner on and that way to undo it, and once I'd cracked it, it just spun off really easily like that. And you can see on this, I've taken the fan off now. It's been off, and this is just the viscous unit. So to crack it originally, I ended up making a very small tool like this, just an offcut of a bit of steel, and I put a hole in there, probably, I don't know, maybe about 10mm, and took one of the pulley bolts out, put the bolt through the hole in this, bolted it on, and then used that as a lever. So if you see that there, I could then use this, oops, to hold against that while using the spanner, and that was my little locking tool, and that did a lovely job, especially when I realised that I'd been using the spanner the wrong way. So again, on the 4.6, it's anti-clockwise on that nut, and there we go, dead easy once you realise. And then just use the fan itself, spin off the viscous coupling with the fan attached, like that. And the fan itself, take you over to my custom workbench, a fence panel in the back of the trailer. It bolts on to the coupling just like that. Oop. With 4 bolts. So I've just taken that apart, lifted the fan off. That's giving me the viscous coupling. This is in the post at the moment and coming anytime now. So I'll get back to you when it arrives. Cheers. Right then, so the new viscous coupling has finally come in. There's the old one there. Here's the new one. nicely bagged, bit of a receipt, and some new bolts. So I'm just going to open this up, drop the old fan on, and then pop it on the car. I'm sure there's some official torque spec on them, but I'm just going to go around and nip them up fairly tight, and then we'll drop it on the car. Right, so this ain't going to be too fun with one hand on the camera, one hand on the fan, but it's just a bit of a manhandle this in, and then we'll see how we go. Right, so I'm going to put the camera down to get the fan in. It's just a bit snug, I'll have to wiggle things. Catch you in a sec. Right, that's the fan dropped in, and I've just started it on that thread. They're a pain often to get started, just because you're trying to do it with the fan and everything's a bit awkward. But then it's just a case of spinning it on. And there we go. And I'll give that a quick nip with the spanner, but just a gentle nip because you don't need to go crazy. There we go, spanner's on, just a quick, should be fine, nothing crazy, it should self-tighten as it spins. I think that's the idea behind them. So, fan shroud back on, and then we're done. Right, that's the fan shroud back on, just to put the little ancillaries back on. Pop this off to get access to that, and that's my top tip for this, to get access to that second clip for the fan shroud. Moving this filler, washer fluid filler neck, really makes life easy. It's bolted up, it's a nightmare. And I just popped off the power steering reservoir to give me a bit of access when I was using the wrench down there. Right then, that's everything buttoned back up. Let's fire her up, see if everything's okay. Call that a success. That's the Viscous coupling changed on the fan. Sorry it's a loud, noisy car. And a cold start, I suppose. Cheers, catch you in the next one.